Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to have a real honest conversation with you about something that many of us wrestle with but almost never talk about openly. Finding our purpose. Not the Instagram version of purpose that looks shiny and perfect either. The real, the sometimes messy, sometimes confusing journey of figuring out what your life is really about. That purpose. Have you ever felt lost or wondered, why am I here? Because boy, oh boy, I have. And man, that question without an answer is rough, isn't it? It's rough. So here's a good question. Why is finding our purpose so hard? Like, what is up with that? I'll never understand. Growing up, we were taught to set goals, pick a career, and chase milestones. But nobody really teaches us to listen to ourselves. We learn to be practical, to choose what's safe and respectable, and that's not necessarily bad, but over time, we lose touch with what we actually care about. And then one day we wake up and it feels like we're living someone else's life, punching the time clock, clocking in and out, and, like building somebody's dreams. Maybe you felt that way, because I have. You're successful on the outside, but you feel empty on the inside. Been there. You're checking boxes, but it's not fulfilling. Been there. Me too. Been there. You wonder if you missed the chance to do something that mattered to you. Been there, of course. You're not alone. You're not the only one. So if that's you, take a breath. We're in this together. You aren't broken, and you definitely are not too late to the game, okay? Finding your purpose is not a race. It's an unfolding. Really, it's an unfolding. Some people think that purpose strikes like lightning, one magical moment, and bam, everything makes sense, right? But in reality, it's more like gathering breadcrumbs, okay? It's noticing the little moments that energize you, the work that makes you lose track of time, the causes that make your heart ache in a good way. It's often quiet, subtle, and takes time to hear through all the noise that's going on around us, the craziness, the fast life, the busy cities. I want you to know your purpose doesn't always show up as a perfect job title or a 5-year plan. Sometimes it's just a direction, an intention, or a way of being, okay? I want to share with you a little story. Back in 2017, I remember landing my job at the post office, and about 2 years in, I saw myself retiring from there. I thought it was going to be my place, forever. That's who I thought I was meant to be, until people with no home training got in my way and led me a different direction. And around that time, I started journaling every morning and asking myself simple questions like, what do I actually care about? What would I do if I didn't care what anyone thought? What feels meaningful, even if it doesn't pay well at first? Those questions changed the way that I looked at things, the way that I looked at what I wanted to do with my life. And little by little, I realized that helping other people find clarity and courage and all that was what made me feel alive. It didn't happen overnight, but the breadcrumbs actually led me here, right here with you, me and you, creating content that hopefully inspires you. So if you feel lost, here's 3 things. Here's what I can give you. Here's 3 things that you can do right now to start reconnecting to your purpose. Number 1, get quiet. So for 15 minutes today, I want you to turn your phone off and get away from the distractions, okay? Ask yourself, what have I been drawn to? What would I regret not trying? Ask yourself that. And the second thing, notice your energy. Pay attention to this week to what drains you and what actually gives you energy and boost your mood. Write it down so you don't forget. And third, take tiny steps, okay? Purpose is, purpose, maybe it's signing up for a class or volunteering for a project, Tiny steps. It's what compounds, okay? So, a journey worth taking. It will be a journey worth taking. I want you to remember, you don't have to have it all figured out. Purpose evolves as you grow, okay? It's not about being perfect. It's about being willing to explore. So, to be curious and to trust the small steps you take now will add up to something beautiful, okay? You deserve a life that's meaningful to you, just like everybody else does. We all do. And that journey, it's going to be messy. It's going to be uncertain and all. But it's absolutely worth taking, okay? So go ahead. Remember the 3 things and get it done. Figure it out, okay? So if this video gave you something to think about, I'd love for you to share your thoughts, your comments in the comments, okay? What's one thing that lights you up inside? Don't forget to subscribe so we can walk this path together, and let me know how you feel in those comments, okay? Remember, your purpose is waiting one step at a time. So let's do this. Thanks for watching, y'all. My camera was like flashing, doing something weird, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it short. Thanks for watching, y'all.